NKU is a university that typically caters to non-traditional students, those that are either transfers from other schools, older parents and things like that, that are coming back to pursue their degrees and things like that. A large demographic at our university tends to be the parent students that are in their mid to late 20s. These are typically the ones that have to work several jobs in addition to being full-time students, as well as taking care of their children, which many of them have at least one, if not two or three, by the time they end up coming to NKU. So on our campus, we do offer daycare services for all of these parents, students, and faculty that want to keep their students on campus while they're there. It's nice, it's convenient, the location is nice. But one of the major problems of it is that it's not very affordable. And for parent students that are having to pay for school in addition to working several jobs and trying to afford their own homes and livelihoods, sometimes the last thing that they're able to afford is our NKU daycare services. Which is why today I would like to discuss a couple ideas that I have that we can use to improve the daycare services offered and make them more affordable and accessible for the parents, students, and faculty that would end up needing them. So it is important to note that there has been, in the last couple of years, a recent push to outsource all of our daycare services. It used to be where early childhood education majors would be required to work at the daycare in order to supplement a little bit of that student teaching time because they're able to gain the experiences through the daycare. But just in the last 3 years alone, we've been seeing that happen less and less frequently, and we've been hiring outside from the community, which is fine, but this kind of outsourcing is what raises the prices because they have to pay outside sources more than they would have to pay NKU students that when they work on campus typically only make $7.25, which is minimum wage in Kentucky. So if we were to shift away from hiring within the community and hiring only within NKU students, we would benefit the students that need that early childhood education experience. We wouldn't have to pay them as much, meaning we could lower the rates for the people that would want to actually use those daycare facilities. So the daycare facility is nice. You do get what you paid for. Because they tend to focus a lot on childhood development, and so they do use learning programs and tactics to make sure the students are being engaged while they're staying within the daycare facility. But this would still be really good for those early childhood education majors that have to have that kind of hands-on teaching experience before they graduate. They're all required to have a certain amount of hours that could be gained through our NKU daycare services. So by making it to where we're hiring more and more NKU students and paying them less, it will be easier and more affordable for parent students to be able to keep their kids here, which will keep them in school, maybe keep them a little bit more focused here, and they'll have to worry less about where their kid's going to be staying at tomorrow while they're in class, because they'll know that they're right there on campus, and the hours are flexible, so by the time their classes are over, they can just pick their kid up and go, and they won't have to make an extra stop anywhere else at another outside daycare facility where the kid might not be getting that much personal hands-on learning experience with somebody that is training to be an early childhood educator. So by stopping the outsourcing and hiring NKU students, we would be able to lower prices for those parent students. Now, to make it a little bit easier for parent students, I think we should offer discounts for them specifically. If you are an NKU student with one or more child, and maybe we could even consider lowering rates depending on multiple enrollments per family. But for those parent students, to really try to get them engaged in using that NKU daycare facility again, we should try to offer discounted rates to them. Faculty also uses the Early Childhood Center and the Daycare Center, but for them it would be a little less advantageous to offer that discount because their salaries do tend to be a little bit higher than parent students. And the daycare facility was really created for the parent students at NKU that would actually need that for those kids. So that's been my proposal for how we can boost the daycare services on NKU's campus. Basically, stop outsourcing, use your student resources wisely, and offer discounted prices to the parent students that would actually need that convenience of an NKU daycare facility.